Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another live stream. Well, I say another live stream. This has probably been one of the first live streams in about a week or two, probably. Just not getting as much time to go live, or just not finding the right moments to go live recently. Just not feeling it as much. So thought I would pop on, and instead of doing the normal daily vlog that we've been doing, I thought I'd just do a little bit of a live video instead, and explain what we're up to in terms of our shop in for the next few days or weeks. I'll say hello to Dave, who comes in with clickbait title warning, because obviously the title is "We have closed the shop until the 4th of January." So we're taking some time off, basically. That's like the shortened version of what we're doing. So it's that's all it is, really. It's nothing kind of massive. I'll say hi to Joan, who is in sunny Spain, where they've got 23 degrees centigrade temperature. First time I've managed to watch it live when it actually starts. Hope you both had a great Christmas and best wishes for 2022. Thank you very much, Joan. Yes, we had a lovely Christmas, and we hope you did too. Emma Mantics and Collectibles, thanks for popping in again. Afternoon, and again, thanks for the best wishes. And Lex says, "Where's Rebecca? We want Rebecca." Hey, Lex, nice to see you. Rebecca is not going to be in the chat today. She's actually going to be picking up our youngest from work soon, so she's going to be doing that. So yeah, really sorry that she couldn't be here, but you're going to be just lumbered with me for this. It's not going to be like a super long hour-long stream. It's just going to be just a little video to make up for not being live, for not being live, not doing our daily vlog. Let's get it right, for not doing our daily vlog today. We've got Night's Life Richard in Nespresso. Thank you for popping in. Mrs. loves her cookie jar. Super. I'm really glad that she does. Shabatron says, "We went past Garstang on our way back from Sedberg. Don't think you was open." Oh, I'm really sorry, Shabatron. Yeah, we were open for a couple of hours. We did a short day. We did a really short day. I think we only did like a
Merry Christmas, you motherfucker.
Thank you, Tommy, for the $5 super chat, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Really appreciate it. I'm really sorry, Shabatron. Yeah, we weren't open. We opened just for, I think it was between 11 and 2, something like that. We only did 3 hours. And it's part of the reason why I'm making this video and talking about the fact that we've closed our shop until the 4th of January. Hey, Rebecca. Hey to Chris Tyler. Hello, Boris is speaking at 4 p.m. again. Okay. Graham says, "Hope you had a great Christmas." Yeah, it was really, really good. Right, so to get down to the point, firstly, I do hope everyone had as good a Christmas as possible, and hope it was, a nice time with family, etc. And there's a number of reasons that we've decided to take this little break. It has come a bit last minute. We weren't expecting to. Our plan was to just open and continue working, hopefully get some sales from people coming in and spending their Christmas money, etc. But we've now had the lease for this shop for like just over a year and a couple months, and we've been open since April. We've been open pretty much every day that whole time. We've been doing 7 days a week for a long time, and we've been doing quite late hours as well in the run up to Christmas. There was a lot of days where we were open till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock as well, and our regular time was like 6 o'clock. And we've tried extended hours, but I think there comes a point where, obviously, I think maybe we're new to this, so there's going to be a bit of naivety involved, and there's going to be a lot of chopping and changing. We change our minds often, as you guys know. We share with you the decisions that we make, but we do like to think we've given things a proper go. And as it stands, I think at the moment, as much as it feels like we should be open now, it doesn't make sense. It was a bit naive of us to think if we open, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Unfortunately, when it comes to footfall, it does matter. Yesterday, we only had a handful of customers coming in through the whole period that we were open, and a couple of them were regulars that were really we almost knew they were going to be coming in and doing a little bit of shopping. Well, so I'm glad we did open. We advertised our times. But today, for example, when we opened, the high street really was there was like no footfall. Most of the other shops are also independents, and most of the other shops are not coming back until January. A lot of them are taking time off. Some of them, such as like estate agents, are working in that little gap. You know,
And since you can't stay awake for our chat,
thank you, Tommy, for the $5 super chat, and I deserve that for not staying awake. That's another thing. I'm gonna have to stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake. And I appreciate the super chat, and thank you for the L's. Thank you for the L's. Um, and like I said, we kind of feel like most of the other shops, like I said, are independents, and I feel like the whole high street needs to be in sync. Like, if you were shopping, and you were going out as a family to shop, for example, on Boxing Day or today, you'd want to go somewhere where you knew that everyone in your family was going to have something to look forward to. So, you know, if we were going to the shops, I'd want to know that there'd be shops that I could visit and enjoy, shops that Beck could visit and enjoy, and shops that the girls could visit and enjoy. And I think the reality is, when you've only got literally, like, I think today on the high street, one of the charity shops was open. And this is the thing, it's very disjointed on our high street, where people seem, you know, everyone's doing their own thing, including us now. We've kind of just, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what we've ended up doing, basically, where everyone seems to have their own timings. Like I said, some of the shops, such as the estate agents, are working that little patch between Boxing Day and New Year's for a couple of days, and then they're shutting until for a couple of days where there's more bank holidays, and then there's other people that just closed all the way into into early January. And when you've got that kind of disjointed approach, where no one is doing anything even remotely similar, a lot of the some of the cafes are open, some aren't. Most of the cafes aren't open. Like today, like I said, the only shops that were open were the barber shop was open. One of our charity shops was open. We went in and had a little look around, and then there's a couple of cafes open. Now there was a bunch that weren't open, a bunch of cafes that weren't open, a bunch of charity shops weren't open, a bunch of other shops that were just every other shop was closed. So there was literally no one else open. So if that's the high street, you're only going to get people coming in that are specifically making the journey. And whilst we obviously appreciate people that would specifically make the journey to come in and see the shop, it doesn't make sense unless we've got work to do. This is the other thing as well. It doesn't make sense to just be there. You know, put it this way: if you had like your eBay store and you'd listed everything that you had, and you didn't have any more stuff to list, once you've listed it, yeah, you might tweak the item a bit here and there, or tweak your listings a bit, but you're not going to sit amongst your stock waiting for a sale, are you? You're just going to carry on about your day, and if sales come through, you then go and package them and ship them. We don't want to be sat in the shop when we've got nothing else to do. If we had other work to do, then of course it makes it worthwhile to go in and do that. And we might actually do that anyway. Like, say if we have some work to do over the next few days, we'll go in, we can just open the door whilst we're there to do the work. So whether it's some shipping, etc. to do, or whether we do have some listing to do, we'll do that. But the thing is, at the moment, especially since we haven't had much new stock for listing on eBay or on the website, like, you know, used stuff, we haven't really had much of that stock in. Because we haven't been sourcing, we haven't got much work to do. So then it means that you're just sat in the shop, and literally you're hoping for maybe one person to walk in. And we've always said the shop is always meant to be a bonus. It's not meant to be the main thing. So when we end up going to the shop and then just waiting, and our sole thing is to wait for someone to come in because we've got nothing else to do, then suddenly we've made the shop the most important income stream, and it's not. It's actually the least important income stream. The most important income streams for us are still going to be our website and eBay. So that's what we need to be really thinking, and the shop is just like a fancy storage. But in recent days, especially like in the run up to Christmas, it's easy to lose that mindset, and then you end up, sat there on a day where all the other shops are closed, and you're sat there. And honestly, guys, it can be quite mentally tough to just be sat in an empty shop when your shop is just empty and it's all stocked up nicely, and there's no one coming in, there's no one around. And it's not because people are avoiding us and going to other shops, because there's literally no one outside. There's barely anyone walking past you or whatever. It can be kind of, it's not a cool feeling. And we first notice this even on our busy days, because even on like a regular busy day, people tend to stop shopping around 4 o'clock. So we'd have really good busy days where we'd be feeling really positive about how the shop's performing. But then because we were open till 6 or 7 or 8 sometimes, we would then have, 3 to 4 hours possibly where we wouldn't have anyone coming. And that would really take the edge off the day, even though it was a good day, because we were there for that extra time where, again, we didn't have work to do. And that's the recurring theme, is we've been running out of actual work to do. And it's part of the reason we're going to relist, like, we're going to be relisting all that lot there. So I've pulled out all those RC parts, and we're going to be going back with a vengeance to just get those freshly relisted. And it will give us work to do. And I think that's really, really key, is for us to just be busy, because the worst thing is, like I said, when you're there and you're not busy. So those are the kind of our thoughts with it, and that's why we thought, you know what, let's give ourselves some time. Our youngest is off college until like the 4th of January, and so just enjoy ourselves a bit and give ourselves a bit of a break, because the other thing is, talking about Christmas, I can see Lex asking, and what's the best thing you've eaten in the past week? Oh, Beck has been on form with the roasts. The roast dinner on Christmas Day was amazing. Um, Best thing I've eaten? Oh gosh, it's difficult to say. I've eaten quite a few things. All of it was brilliant. Um, have a lovely break, Z and Beck, till 4th Jan. I always love watching a video, says Tac Tac Toys. Thank you. I had stuffing, cheese, and Pringle sandwich yesterday, and it was beast. Stuffing, cheese, and Pringles. We had like another roast yesterday because we had so many leftovers. We just had like a chicken roast. So yeah, that's what happened. Nice Life says, I hope everyone had an amazing Christmas. Kirsten says, afternoon. Tea Cakes has popped in. Uh, Really, again, really thank you for the super chats and the L's, Tommy. What plans have you got for your business for next year? Was there any product sold better than you thought, or any that was a mistake, says Graham? Good question, Graham. This is something Becca and I are definitely going to be now focusing on. I think we have made a bit of a misstep by not promoting that we buy enough. Like, I was looking at, like, in our shop window over the past few months, we've helped so many other businesses by putting, or we've helped events and charities. Like, we've put like circus in town posters up for people, and the mayor came in, the local mayor popped in. That's the first time he actually popped in. He didn't actually pop in when we opened, but the mayor popped in, and he had like a charity event, and he had a little poster, and we put those up. Anyone asks us to put something up, that's, especially if it's for a good cause, we put that up. But we've not used our own shop window to advertise the fact that we buy stuff. And the odd times that we've even mentioned it here and there, it's really brought in some really good pickups. We've had some really good pickups from people that have been proactive and ask us. But I think going forward, we're definitely going to make more of a thing of buying. We should be using the shop to buy a lot more. I mean, you look at what Craigslist Hunter Pete achieves with his shop. I mean, obviously we're talking a completely different stratosphere of business there, but my point is, he still uses the bricks and mortar to actually, to kind of promote like the fact that he buys, and some good stuff comes to him. And I know other people as well that aren't on social media as much, who do fantastically well by having people come to them, and they've advertised the fact that they buy stuff, they promote that they buy stuff, and they've got premises where people come and drop stuff off, and they get some of the most amazing stock pickups that way. So I kind of feel like that's something we are going to be focusing a lot more on, promoting that in locally. Getting flyers out, promoting it in our shop window, ads in the local paper or whatever it takes. I think a lot more focused promotion on the fact that we source that way, because I think one thing that's come into, that's really come to light is since the car boot sale stopped, and we've not had as much work to do, that's when all your focus then ends up going on the shop, and there's only so much you can do with the shop. You can polish it all day, but if no one's going to walk in, no one's going to walk in. Or if the footfall's going to be low on a day, it's going to be low. So the best thing to do is to be promoting what you're doing online. So we really want our website to kick off. That's what we really want. And obviously we want eBay to be good. eBay has been good, but we've now started to, I think since the 17th, we've had the most atrocious sales. It's been like 10 days now of really terrible sales, but it was bound to happen because we haven't listed in quite a while now. So that's part of the reason why we're also looking at the RC stuff again. I see what people are saying. My customers are going to be really disappointed, says Kirsten. Okay, Kirsten's take. Yeah, but Kirsten, I think I respect that. You've got to be able to take that time. You've got to be able to take that time off. So, I only went to one charity shop. I know one of the charity shops isn't opening until 8th of January, says Rebecca. Let's see what else people are saying. Hey, Porky's Discounts. I was on the news today. Footfall was down 50% on previous years on Boxing Day, says Kirsten. It was on the news today. Wow. Okay. Footfall was down 50% on previous years on Boxing Day. That may well have been something to do with it, Kirsten. It may well have been something to do with it, but no footfall on the high street. Yeah, it's been really quiet. We honestly had, I think part of this is we actually had a much more successful summer than we ever thought we would. Our summer was really good, guys. We had some amazing weeks of sales in the summer. And what was happening is every time we were having these amazing weeks in the summer, I think what was happening is me and Beck were looking at each other going, wow, can you imagine what it's going to be like in the run up to Christmas? Wow, can you imagine what it's going to be like when we're here for a while? And it's only human nature, guys. Like, as much as you try to live in the real world, and be kind of controlled about this stuff, it's only human nature. Imagine if you're suddenly doing, it was really good in the summer, guys. Honestly, it was consistent. Every day was consistent, and so it was a bit of a bummer to suddenly see such a drop. So that's something we're definitely going to do, Graham. In terms of products, not really. I think our product selection overall has been really good. I definitely would consider jumping on a few more bandwagons. I think we're definitely gonna continue to do the giftable stuff more, because that's giftable stuff is really good. Giftable stuff is super important to us. We do really well with it. We've heavily moved in that direction, as well as keeping the action figures, etc. But the giftable ideas, because people have birthdays and going away presents, leaving gifts, joining gifts. There's all kinds of reasons to buy people gifts, and I think having giftable geeky stuff is definitely something we're going to focus on. What else are people saying? I'm on the road. Hopefully tomorrow. Depends on what Boris says Dave. Okay. Thank you for dealing with those messages, by the way, Lex. Appreciate it. I love the I love RC parts debate within Z's head. You know what? This time though, Tommy, Beck and I have both decided. So I think because Beck is now on, because Beck had stayed out of it and she was like, I'm not sure yet, and she didn't really want to make a decision. But we were talking about it the other day, and she's like, yes. And because she said yes, I know it sounds silly, but like I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with this now, because Beck has gone for it as well. So the RC debate will go. It won't. We're just gonna. Do you know what, guys? Look. As an example, some dude sold one of these fuel injection guns on eBay. He said he had a used one. He put it up for auction for £10 with £6 shipping. It was on the 10th of December, right? And this guy put this up for £10 with £6 shipping. He got one bid. He sold it, a used one. I've got about, I don't know, 10 new ones there, like just sat there doing nothing. You know, if he can get 16 quid for a used one, I could ask 16 quid for these brand new, couldn't I? I don't care if I sell them for 15 each. And I've got like, they're just sat there doing nothing right now. So it just makes sense. And that's just one line. I've got to really take advantage of that. So that's definitely what we're going to do. Vincent Lee says, Z, if I were you, I would get flyers made up promoting the shop, but to buy in secondhand through your shop, make the shop work. That's it, Vincent. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It really, it's about changing how we perceive the shop. I mean, you know what? It wasn't. We didn't feel the hours before. Like you didn't. We didn't get down about the hours before when we had work to do in the back. I think that's the key. When we have work to do, we're okay. But when you've got no work to do and you're just sat there and it's just dead quiet, that's when things get messy. So yeah, 100% Vincent, I appreciate it. The end goal is never having to source again. Have the inventory come to you. So much more free time to make money, says Tommy. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've got to do. TK says packing orders. I wanted a slow down break. It hasn't happened. 15 orders on Christmas Day. Wow. It's good stuff, tea cakes. I always found that September was always the best for sales just after the kids went back to school, says Vincent. Yeah. No worries, says Lex. Maybe footfall is down on Boxing Day because people go to the sales on the internet. It could well be, but I think just generally, I feel like I want to, make that. It's also, it's like in general as well. It's also really important. Like, why did all of us why did so many of us choose the self-employed life? It was to have that little bit of control, and you do want that little bit of flexibility. And I think we've gone a bit too. I think maybe it's just the first flush of enthusiasm or whatever you want to call it. We've ended up going like really rigid and long hours. It's like we should finish early. So what if it's not super convenient? We should have our time as a family. That's the whole point of being self-employed and have all the grey hair stress that comes with, what, I was not this grey when I started reselling, guys. I really wasn't. Obviously some of it's just age, but a lot of the stress that comes from working for yourself as well. I just think it's, I really feel like it's one of those things. I feel like it's definitely one of those things where it's just like you've got to have a balance and be like, like I said, like we do most of our business between the hours of like 10 and 4, and even within that patch on our busy days there's certain times in the morning and certain times in the afternoon where you'll see the busyness, and then after 4 it tails off. Now you could have had a really good day, but if you stay open till 6 instead of, say for example, 5 like we are now, we're going to be that extra 2 hours of no activity, and if you haven't got any work to do in the back, can be quite demoralizing. Whereas now we're doing like 10 till 5s during the week when we go back normally. So yeah, we'll have a quiet last hour, but that's okay. We can just busy ourselves for that 1 hour, less time to worry about and to sit there, and that extra hour can really make a difference. And I think some of it is just us finding what is long-term sustainable. I remember quite a few of you guys were right when we first started and we were first talking about the hours that we were doing, the 7 days a week, etc. A lot of you guys in the chat did say you got to be careful of burnout. And you guys are right. You do have to be careful. I mean, I know for certain, Bex just really enjoyed, even though her Christmas Day was super busy with doing the roast, etc., and even on Boxing Day, but she's really enjoyed the relax, to actually have time together. Because even when we have days off, we have separate days off at the moment. And, we don't get time off together as a couple. We're only seeing each other at work. And I don't think that's always super healthy. So, sorry about that. It's one of those things that I want to kind of, these are all little things that you work your way through and you learn and you figure out. I'm planning to put flyer holders outside the shop window for people to take away. Good idea, Dave. And Kirsten says, honestly, the A-board outside saying, I buy stock, brings me some great stock and costs me nothing in advertising. You know what, Kirsten? That is such a good idea. Like, we're always like worried about like what to write on the A-board. That could actually do it. Or a sign saying, I buy pies, says Lex. I don't need to advertise that I buy pies, Lex. I think that's probably already known. Roasting Joint was closed as well today, by the way. So, I mean, when Roasting Joint, I mean, if they open, people buy, but they even decided it wasn't worth it. Um, I really thought you wasn't spending much home time. I just had a break. I'm back on the road tomorrow. Yeah, that's the thing, Dave. We really weren't. We were even on our days off. We were going in and you know, I think it's really important to have like similar time off just for quality of life. And I know we haven't achieved our full long term goals yet. So I kind of feel like part of me feels like yeah, well then you shouldn't be enjoying these times, but you've got to have some quality of life. You can't. I think it's naive of me to think oh we can just go super RoboCop and you know what I mean like it's not realistic. Customers will work around your hours. It's not like there are three other shops in the area selling the same stuff. I hope so, and not just that though. Tea cakes. I kind of feel like it's we over if we were. I mean, this year's a bit of a strange year to obviously gauge, but we honestly feel like you like you said, your regular customers will work their way around. They'll ask you when you're open, when you're around, and so they can come around and shop. But your average shopper that like the average local shopper that isn't kind of doesn't really have any like allegiance to your shop in any way. It just you sees it as a gift shop or whatever. They're not necessarily that fussed about shopping. They're not going to be that fussed about. It's not going to make a difference whether you open that bit later or earlier because all the other shops are. We're kind of going to be more in line with the other shops, I suppose. I think it's definitely like a case of we thought we could beat them, but we've just joined the other shops. Basically, we thought we could, stand out and maybe do different hours, do better hours, do longer, more customer friendly hours. But the reality is, if no one else is doing it and the customers are just not expecting it, then the only customers that are ever going to come to you are the customers that would come to you anyway. Like you said, it's the customers that have been coming that came out on Boxing Day are customers that would have come whenever we open anyway because they like the shop, they genuinely like the shop. Those are like our more loyal supporters, as it were. Um, I would post flyers myself, research areas, get out there to sell as well as buy. Yeah, use your shop as a honey trap. 100%. I would write on the board 10% off roasting joint when you donate your Star Wars figures. That's an interesting marketing ploy. Tommy says 100% tea cakes. I work my schedule around when stores I want to visit are open. Yeah, see, good point. See, that is a good point, and I think we kind of went a bit too much into like just being open and in a way, in a weird way, if you're open all the time, then people just expect it, and then they do just get a bit kind of a bit expectant of it, I suppose, and they don't maybe it doesn't really benefit necessarily, and also why is it that I would like more local interaction with the website? We've had some sales from a website, but they do tend to be from like other parts of the country, or it's come from obviously you guys supporting through YouTube, etc. Or we've had people that have visited but don't live locally, but like have family locally. They've seen the shop and then they've bought online. But local people are not really doing as much click and collect as we'd like. So again, it's a lot of there's another that's an area in which we really want to focus on. So we're going to definitely enjoy taking the next the next week off. Basically it's like having a week off. We're still obviously going to go in and do shipping when we sell stuff online, and we're going to start on getting all this RC stuff back on there. But yeah, I think we're going to really enjoy this break and make the most of it because I feel like we've neglected that definitely, and I think it's just having Christmas Day and Boxing Day together has really made us feel like wow, we need to do more of this. Let's see what people are saying. We don't have a loyalty card, Graham. No, we don't. It's something that's a bit much for us to work out right now, but it sounds like a good idea. Good evening, Tom Stocks. Trying to expand the product line, going full time, start Jan. Risk but exciting. Um, how often do you look up local businesses online? Good point, Kirsten. Good point. I don't. Um, Hi, it says Sam's Adventures. Merry Christmas to you back together. Thanks, Sam. Didn't help with a car park being closed. Which idiot decided that one? Oh, I know. 2 days in the run up to Christmas, the town car park. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I don't. That doesn't. that didn't phase me that much, if I'm honest. I don't think it phased us. I don't. Beck was like it. We were still busy on those days, funnily enough. But I think this is more long term. This is kind of like more long term thinking out loud. Like this is where we need to go in the future. I think the in a weird way the little Christmas day off and Boxing Day off has really, we did go in for 3 hours on Boxing Day, but the rest of the day we had together off, and it was nice. And I really feel like it's made us just rethink a little bit, and just it's an adjustment. And who knows, we could change yet again. I'm not even saying nothing's like super set in stone, but I think in terms of we want to work smarter. Like I've said this before as well, you've got to work smarter, not always harder. And I think by just doing long hours isn't going to magically just being in the shop for long hours is not productive, unless you've got work to do, unless you've got actual work to do. Just being, just being there and being like, oh, look at how hard we're working, or look how many long hours we're doing. Who's that helping? That's not helping any of us. We go home tired. We are there for a reason. We're there to make money. And if we're not making money and we don't have other things to do to make money, i.e. listing or buying, then we're wasting time. And I think that's what we've come to the conclusion with. We don't want to be there when it is really demoralizing. So that's, I suppose, the other side of it. Okay, you say website. What about Facebook shop advertising? Yeah, we've used Facebook advertising. That's something we will do. But again, I think what we'll do is, rather than advertise the shop like we have, I'm going to just advertise that we buy and hope that we get more people coming to us, offering us stuff, like local customers, just to reach local people that want to sell their stuff. So that's going to be the plan with that. So be like, okay, use Facebook advertising, but use it to help spread the word that we buy. So come down to Garstang and see if you can sell us your stuff. That's how we'd use it. Phone cases and phone holders are selling well, haha, says Tom Socks. Well, I'm glad they are. On the other side of the A board, join me on Twitch. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Halo. I love it, absolutely love it. Probably going to do that today as well. Just chill out. I'm loving my Halo Infinite. It's just, it's such a good game. The multiplayer is just spot on. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I've kept you now for over half an hour. I really appreciate everyone popping in on this lovely 27th of December. I really appreciate all the comments and suggestions. We will probably be back with a video tomorrow, but it depends because we're going to be at home, so I don't know whether we will or not. It depends on what we end up doing. Like I said, we will go into the shop to do some shipping if needs be, and if we do decide to do stuff, we'll vlog it in some capacity, I'm sure. I've really been enjoying the support you guys have shown on the vlogs, but there won't be a vlog today because obviously we've just done this live stream, so no point in doing that as well. Vincent says, I've worked through very slow days. I just focus on how to improve and adapt. And Nights Life says, I've been playing on Oculus Quest 2. My wife bought me. You got to enjoy yourself, haven't you, Richard? You got to enjoy yourself, and Oculus Quest is cool. Really appreciate you guys popping in. Thank you, everybody, for the comments, the suggestions. Thank you, Tommy, for your support as always, and your super chats and the L's. I will be awake for one of your live streams. I promise it's going to happen. I'm going to make it happen. Thanks.